Mr. Dave here from Geeky Guys. We're here with another episode of 18 Days Till Halloween, 18 horror movies and 18 horror movie reviews. Today we're looking at a bit of an old classic, 1984's Children of the Corn, based on the 1977 Stephen King novel of the same name. The screenplay for the movie was actually rewritten by George Goldsmith, as there wasn't the studio and producer weren't particularly 100% keen on the script that Stephen King came up with for the screenplay version of his book, and so went over to George Goldsmith, who included some more violent scenes and slightly different pacing to the story. It's quite fun in the way that it's a very early appearance of Linda Hamilton, the one that played Sarah Connor in the Terminator franchise, or at least a few of the Terminator films. I think she was only 28 at the time, so it's still quite a young role for her in quite a big horror film. Also starred Peter Horton, John Franklin, Courtney Gaines, Robert Kiger, Anne-Marie McAvoy, Julie Madalena and R.G. Armstrong, and it's set in the fictitious Nebraska rural town of Gatlin. And basically they have their farmers, or their whole lives is run by farming and producing food and milk and running farms, and they have a particularly bad harvest one year, really badly ruined by bad weather. And so one of the children decides to go into one of the cornfields and pray to a malevolent entity known as the He Who Walks Behind the Rose, trying to get a better harvest and trying to get things sorted out. Obviously he thinks he's doing the right thing, but relying on demons and evil things, I'm sure that's never a good idea. And basically then this demon is brought to the fore and kind of incites them to kill all of the adults in the town, these blood ritual sacrifices. And so pretty much most of the adults, all but one I think in the town, are killed, and it's pretty horrific, pretty harrowing that you have these children doing this. Anybody doing it obviously is not very good, but pretty horrible, but kids makes it even worse. I think that's the point in this movie. And obviously as it goes on, you get later on down the line, get adults come into this town that find all these kids, and like no adults, or like one adult, get very concerned and try and help out, and obviously get pulled into the madness and the melee. It's very much a film of its time, so it's very much a cult classic, I would say. Pretty much for any horror fan, it's gonna be on their video shelf or DVD shelf or Blu-ray shelf, or on their within their digital library. It's one of them that you've kind of got to watch, you've got to own if you're a horror fan, I would say. And it's just got very harrowing, very sort of bad feelings going on throughout the whole film. Very tense, slowish build up, painfully slow at times, but I think it kind of works for that kind of film and for telling that kind of story. And say very good cast. Obviously Linda Hamilton at earlier on in her career, which is pretty cool. Had a 3 million budget, which is quite a lot for the time. 14.6 million it did at the box office, so didn't do amazing. It's probably another one of those like we have with a lot of horror films where they don't do amazingly well initially, but then with video sales and rescreenings at cinemas, and cinemas where perhaps it wasn't shown before it's put on, or where it's been banned, it suddenly gets shown, and then everything all goes up, all the numbers go up, don't they? So yeah, as I say, very popular, well thought of 80s horror film now, and obviously with Stephen King it's always going to be pretty popular. People are always going to want to look at it and see what it is, even if they only watch it once, because it's Stephen King, the quality storytelling you get from that guy. So yeah, it's very cool. It seems very genuine, this rural town in Nebraska, this Gatlin, although it's obviously fictional. It seems like it could be a real town. All the cast are pretty believable. So yeah, I would think that's probably part of why it does feel like as scary and as unnerving as it does, because it does feel so genuine and real. And it obviously spawned quite a few games as well. Spawned a few movie sequels. I think there was a TV series at one point. There's plenty of bands been called Children of the Corn over the years, plenty of band tracks that have been Children of the Corn over the years. So as I say, it's very ingrained into popular culture. And in all sorts of areas, and I'm pretty sure there probably is other novelizations. There's probably graphic novels that are related to this as well. If you looked into it, there's probably quite a lot of stuff. So yeah, it's still popular today, still well thought of. Very much a film of its time. It does have its issues in certain places. As I say about the slow pacing, can be a bit painful at times. Obviously, the effects are very minimal. They're not particularly amazing. As I say, cast pretty good, story quite good. It's one of them that you've just kind of got to watch and you've got to own. It's not like absolutely fantastic and blowing any doors off, but it's also not awful and cringy and terrible either. It's just one of them that's pretty good. You've got to own it, you've got to watch it. Classic film, cool classic. Probably would be classed as a bit of a video nasty, I suppose, although it's kind of slightly going towards the end of that time then by that point, by kind of the mid-80s. But yeah, it could certainly almost have slotted into that as well. But yeah, if you haven't seen it, do spend some time and give it a watch. If there's anything that you would like to say about the movie, drop it in the comments, let us know, or send us a reply post on one of our social media platforms. Obviously, don't forget to have a look at our show pod episodes, which is a larger format with all three of us, me and Mr. P and Jethro, talking about all kinds of different TV stuff, film stuff, science stuff, anything geeky pretty much. So have a look at the channel, check all that stuff out. Usually put the show pod episodes out about once a month usually. Then we do these little short form ones, sort of more regular, you know, every day, so many times a week. So yeah, check all that stuff out. Any suggestions, we're always open to suggestions. Any comments, drop them down there. And we're coming to the end of the 18 horror films up to Halloween now. Pretty much there, got a handful left. So yeah, any suggestions, what you'd like me to review, let me know, and we'll try and do it, try and fit it in the last ones. And of course, we'll see you tomorrow with the next horror movie review. See which one I go for.